Today, state lawmakers will talk about ways to bring health care coverage to more Texans.
One of the major provisions of the 2010 Affordable Care Act expanded Medicaid eligibility to nearly everyone with incomes at or below 138% of the federal poverty level, which is just over $27,000 a year for a family of three. But a 2012 Supreme Court ruling made that expansion optional for states, and Texas opted out. Well, today, Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick and Georgetown State Senator Charles Schwertner are going to revisit the idea, but they ask for some flexibility. KXAN's Phil Prazen sat down with Senator Schwertner to find out why.
Don't get me wrong, we need to make sure that we take care of our Medicaid program.
But Senator Charles Schwertner says the program created by LBJ in 1965 is now 31% of the state budget.
As that slice of expenditures and appropriations to Medicaid grows, the amount left over for education and higher education and infrastructure development necessarily shrinks.
4 million Texans get health insurance from Medicaid. Expanding it to meet the Obama administration would put around 1 in 5 Texans on the program.
I don't think that's the right course for Texas. Not when our Medicaid program as it currently exists is broken and costly and unsustainable. We need to treat that problem first.
In the past, Texas has asked for the ability to tailor the program to meet the wants of the Republican-controlled state government. Or they ask for a block grant, money to expand Medicaid as they see fit, with no strings attached. Schwertner says it's not only a debate between Republicans and Democrats,
but it is also a discussion between what is the right purview for the state versus the federal government.
He wants Medicaid to have some sort of cost-sharing components like co-pays and deductibles. Around 10% of the people on Medicaid are non-disabled adults.
This is my core concern, are those that cannot take care of themselves versus low-income, able-bodied adults.
Investigators have found hundreds of millions of dollars in fraud, overbilling, and unnecessary procedures in the last decade. Schwertner says those problems need to stop before we expand it.
The expansion population is an expansion to low-income, otherwise productive adults. And do we want to expand Medicaid to that group, that population, when those currently on it, the aged, the disabled, pregnant women and children, are not currently being served to the extent that I think they should be?
Phil Prazen, KXAN News.
So here's a look at why it matters. Take a look at this illustration from the Kaiser Family Foundation. Only people with income above the federal poverty level are covered by marketplace subsidies for health insurance, and then Medicaid covers people at the other end of the spectrum. So this expansion would take care of the group in the middle gap, which is about 1 million Texans.